Hey folks, there here once again. Welcome back to another video. This is not a review. Well guys, this is a different kind of video. This is a tribute video. If y'all remember, about like 4 or 5 days ago, let's see, what's today, April 5th? I would say 4 days ago, I would say. Val Kilmer passed away. And guys, I do different videos on my channel sometimes. And this is what I would call a tribute video. Well, on my other channel, I would do, different kind of videos. This is a tribute video for Val Kilmer, who sadly passed away on April 1st. I thought it was a joke first. But Val Kilmer, who passed away, it's really sad. He was a real good actor, always one of my favorites. Probably my favorite Batman, to be honest. Well, I would say top five. I mean, for the best Batman, I would definitely say for me it was Adam West, Michael Keaton, Kevin Conroy, and him, along with Robert Pattinson. So Val Kilmer would definitely be on my top five of best Batmans. But I just want to talk about the actor that, like I said, I've always been a fan of the actor. I haven't seen a lot of movies he's done, but I have seen quite a bit. Like I said, I grew up watching Batman forever. I always thought that he made a great Bruce Wayne and Batman. Yeah, he started his film out comedies though, like Top Secret, Real Genius. Well, we'll talk about Val's life a little bit. In that, I will miss the actor. It's sad that he passed away, and I love Tombstone as well. Tombstone, I'm your Huckleberry. That's just my game. I can't do it right, but Val was a great character actor, and he got the throat cancer and his voice got hurt for many years. If you ever seen the documentary, if you got Prime Video, watch a documentary called Val. It's about the history of his life. Well, not the history, but documentary about his life. I'm sorry. And Val kind of directs it himself, but his son does a bit of voiceover for him. Talk about that he will record, use a video camera, record his sets on movies and stuff. Kind of like to record his life, sharing it, and that's really cool that we got to see that. You know, but Val would definitely be missed. Well, let's talk about his life. He was born on December 30th, 1959, in Los Angeles, California. He was the second of three sons of Gladys Swantes and Eugene Doris Glimmer. Doris Glimmer. His mother was a Swedish descendant, and his father included Irish German. He attended Chatsworth High School at the same time as Kevin Spacey. Wow. His high school girlfriend was Maria Whitingham. He became the youngest person at the time to be accepted in Juilliard School's drama division. And I think he got into acting ever since he was a kid. He declined a role in The Outsiders, which is fine. Prior theater commitment, so I guess he was doing Broadway. He appeared on Broadway with Jackie Earle Haley, Sean Penn, Kevin Bacon, Jackie Earle Haley, great actor, good actor in my opinion. Yeah, well, I'm not talking about that. Right, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake he did, but in Watchmen he was a superhero movie too. He was, yeah, Kevin Bacon, great actor, Sean Penn, Jackie Earle Haley, other good actors as well. He also co-starred with Michelle Pfeiffer, who also was in, Catwoman and Batman Returns. His big break, though, to being in this comedy spoof was Top Secret. Kilmer sang all the songs of the film, released an album under the character's name, Nick Rivers. Cool, that's a cool name. I love that name, Nick Rivers. I think I've seen maybe some of that movie. Yeah. Real Genius. I think I've seen a little bit of that. And he was in, Iceman and Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, which was a really emotional scene because then this when he was sick. But we did get to hear his voice in that movie, that was an amazing scene between him and Tom Cruise. That didn't come out too long ago. That was about 2022. I saw that film in theaters, and yeah, of course, there's only one Iceman, and that is Doc Holliday was perfect for that role. Yeah, he starred in a film called Kill Me Again, which I know I got that movie on Netflix, not Netflix, Prime Video. Then he starred, The Doors, based on the story of the band of the same name. Now I've heard Kilmer was difficult to work on set. I don't fully know if that's true. Now I never knew the man personally. I never met Val Kilmer. I'm just doing this video out of respect for him because I've always loved him as an actor. I don't know if everything's completely true, but he played the real singer Jim Morrison. who died in 1971. I need to check out The Doors. It seems like a real good movie. And Oliver Stone, from what I hear, is a good director. So he was in Thunderheart, The Real McCoy, and of course, co-starring in Tombstone. He co-starred with Kurt Russell, the late Bill Paxton, who sadly is gone too, and Sam Elliott, who is about 80 years old now. Yeah, some of the good actors in that movie. Uh, Playing Doc Holliday, probably his best role. Don't get me wrong, second best is Batman, but my favorite role of his will always be Doc Holliday. He still the show. He still the show, in every scene he's in. You know, I always love the scene though when also Michael Biehn, underrated actor who plays Johnny Ringo, when he points the gun at Doc Holliday and he's doing all the tricks, and then Doc pulls him back with, the drink cup, the little coffee cup. He's like, that was hilarious. You know, you know, yeah. And that also won him the role of because the late Joe Schumacher, who directed Batman Forever, we need the Schumacher cut, by the way. But anyway, Joe Schumacher saw him in the Tombstone and decided to make him Batman. He's impressed. Yeah. There's a story about how that I think Val Kilmer said in an interview when he was a kid in third grade, the class went to go visit the set of the Batman, the Adam West '60s television series. He got to hang around the Batmobile. It was cool to be on set of that. And Val Kilmer was doing research for a next movie that was The Ghost in the Darkness because his character in that movie, if you've seen The Ghost in the Darkness, which I've seen that movie, really underrated movie he did with Michael Douglas. His character knows everything about Africa, so I guess he had to do some research. But he was in a cave of bats, in a cave of bats, and got the call to play Batman and to come and do the movie. And Val did it without reading a script or knowing who the director was, so he jumped on board to do it. I don't know how he felt about Batman Forever. I'm sure he liked playing Batman, but I don't know how he truly felt about it. Even in the documentary about, he said he felt his job was just standing around because no, he did a lot. There was a lot of great scenes with him. Now, Batman Forever, put it this way, as Batman tells Two Face at the climax of the film, you know, you're two minds of everything. Batman Forever is pretty much two minds of everything. It does have its campy tone and a little bit lower tone, but it also has its dark moments. Yes, I'm sure the Schumacher has more darker moments, but Batman Forever did have some dark moments like the flashback scenes when you see Bruce's pain, his psychic pain, psychological pain that he goes through of losing his parents and having flashbacks that haunts him, feeling guilty over his parents' death. And they do play, it is the deleted scene, which that's why I want the Schumacher cut because we get this whole thing with the giant bat flying to him. Really great animatronic and terrifying looking bat and him realizing his destiny. Val Kilmer did a great job at that, playing Bruce Wayne as a billionaire playboy, you know, rich guy who people idolize, you know, are like him, but wouldn't buy as Batman. But when he's Batman, he's more dark and serious, and he plays the two personas very well. You know, that Bruce Wayne is just the mask, and Batman is the real guy he was in the movie. But he did a good job, you know. And I disagree with the critics. If people say, okay, look, Michael Keaton is definitely, I do like Michael Keaton more, but Val Kilmer is just as great. I think Kilmer is a lot better than George Clooney. I think he's better than Christian Bale. Namely because his voice is not, stupid and over the top. He doesn't have a cancer voice like, yeah, Val Kilmer might have got a cancer voice in later in life, but at least he had a good voice as Batman, and he was intimidating, and he could do a pose. I don't mind sticking his arm. That's like when a hero does that. Yeah. And even Bob Kane, from what I heard said, Bob Kane said that if all the actors who played Batman at that point, Kilmer was his favorite. And Bob Kane was the man that, well, not just him, Bill Finger, but they were the creators of Batman. You know, he did The Saint. There were reports that he had a bad relationship with Schumacher. I don't know if that's completely true, but I guess I don't know. I wasn't there. He did a movie called Diego, The Island of Dr. Moria. Uh, yeah, which I've never seen. I heard it wasn't a good movie, but he did that with Marlon Brando. And he voiced Moses and God in the animated film, DreamWorks film, The Prince of Egypt, playing Joe the King, At First Sight, Red Planet, Hard Cash, True Romance, where I think he played like an Elvis Presley type character. Worked with Ron Howard on Willow with Warwick Davis. I think that movie's on Disney Plus. I got Disney Plus. I need to watch it. He also played Moses in theater. Okay, well, say what you will about Val Kilmer, but he could always play any kind of character, and he could do it differently too. Yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr., who, by the way, happy 60th birthday to Robert Downey Jr. He turned 60 yesterday. Yeah, but Kilmer's been a good amount of movies. Kilmer realized it was Top Gun Maverick, Val. Kilmer did have a good reputation for being difficult to work with on set. I've heard stories. I guess in 2014 it happened. Let's see, let me sure. And at some point later in his life, he did lose that voice. Okay, in 2015 he did. He was diagnosed with throat cancer, where he could barely speak and stuff. Yeah, and he battled with throat cancer. He'd been battling that for a good long time. But he passed away from pneumonia in Los Angeles at age 65. 65. I mean, he still had a full life ahead of him. But there were tributes from Robert De Niro, who he worked with in a movie called Heat with him and Al Pacino. Jim Carrey, who he worked with on Batman Forever, and James Woods. Matthew Modine. I'm sure he worked with him and Josh Brolin, and Michael Douglas, who worked with him on Ghost in Darkness. Martin Cove, Nicolas Cage, Cher, who I think he dated Cher, I think. Sometimes I think it's time. I think after way after she I think was done dating Sonny. But yeah, it is heartbreaking that he died. I mean, to me, he will always be a great Batman. He will be one of the best. He'll be one of the best. He's always been one of the, in my opinion, Val Kilmer is one of the greatest actors out there. Why? Because he can pull off any role. He was a great Doc Holliday. Kilmer was he could always play a character. He could play a villain. He could play a hero. He can do any kind of character. He was very much a method actor, a character actor, and he could do a role. He could pull it off nicely. You know, yeah. But as Batman, come on, like I said, both folks, Batman Forever was not campy on its own. Do you realize that Batman Forever, Batman was himself was dark, depressing, and Batman Forever? I mean, the guy's screwed up in the head. Got some psychological issues. He has nightmares about his parents' death. You know, yeah. And as Doc Holliday, he quit being a doctor. He's sick. He's got the I don't give a crap attitude. Doc Holliday says, "I hope we can't be friends." But Doc Holliday is the kind of guy that will shoot you dead if you piss him off enough. And you, music lover, when he's bugging Stephen Lang's character. Maybe poker just isn't your game, Mike. I know. Let's have a spelling bee. I thought that was fun. Val Kilmer always played any character that he could. Yeah, any characters that he played, Val Kilmer was great. I don't get why people don't like him as Batman. I'm sorry. He's just as good as Michael Keaton. He has the composure. Yeah, they're both, the Dark Batman, but at least he wasn't in the Flash. And I'm sorry, but the Flash, I mean, that nearly ruined Michael Keaton's legacy as Batman because him doing that movie was a waste of time. Yeah. If they make Batgirl, I'm like, maybe he'll be good Batgirl, but and I'd rather watch Batman Forever over the Flash because I hated that film. And yeah, Keaton was kind of an embarrassment in that movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, at least Kilmer didn't do that. So even if he didn't have throat cancer, he was older, he's able to play Batman again. That would have been cool. I heard at one time, they were going to bring him back as Batman, but I don't know if that's true, but he would have come back. I wish he did, but maybe he just either chose not to do the movie or they just didn't get along, you know. And from what I heard, it was hard being in the suit because when he's in the cape and the cowl, you can't hear anything when you wear that Batman mask. Can't turn his head either. So, and I bet the suit's heavy to wear, so it could be a lot stressful. I mean, I can imagine it's like 80 degrees right here. So imagine wearing a Batman costume in summertime, filming a movie. I'm sure it'd be really warm in that suit. But Val Kilmer, I always thought he's great. Like I said, I liked him in the Ghost Stars. I love him as Bruce Wayne Batman. I think he's a great Batman. In my opinion, he's the most underrated Batman. Val Kilmer is one of the best actors of his generation. He deserves an Oscar. I don't give a crap if he didn't get an Oscar because he was a good actor. I don't need an Oscar to tell me that, but he was a good actor. It's sad that he's gone and 65. I mean, this was shocking to hear. I mean, I knew he was sick, and he fought that cancer for a long time. He fought kind of like, well, even though Christopher Reeve was different, but they fought their cancers for a long time. I think Val wanted to get his voice back and fight against the cancer, but I guess he just couldn't overcome it. I guess it just got worse. Now, I didn't know Val Kilmer, but I will say this: his legacy is that he will be, I'm sure, remembered as a great actor, and I'm sure he was a good person too. Yeah, he probably maybe was a different person. Yeah, I don't know. Val Kilmer seemed like the person that joked around and seemed like a friendly guy. These actors that pay tribute to him must have been friends with him, and I'm sure Jim Carrey did get along with him because they're paying tribute to him. So they must have gotten along with Kilmer. But his legacy was that he will always be, I think, remembered as a great Batman. In my opinion, should be as a Doc Holliday. No matter which actor plays Doc Holliday, in my book, in my opinion, Val Kilmer's the best. Ghost in Darkness is a real good movie. That's underrated. Yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I have that movie. That's real good. And I like to check out more about movies. I know sometimes he direct video movies. Or maybe just have a small part. And he's in great in Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. He's good in those. Yeah, Val was a great actor, and he's one of the best actors of Batman. Like I said, up there with Adam West, Michael Keaton. He's the fifth Batman, I believe, because it was Lewis Wilson, Robert LeRae, Adam West, Michael Keaton, and then him. So yeah, he was the fifth. Up there with like I said, Adam West, Michael Keaton, uh, the late Kevin Conroy. Adam West, Kevin Conroy passed away too. Adam West was 2017. I think Conroy was 2022, 2021. But anyway, doesn't matter. All I remember is that there were great Batman, and Robert Patterson I thought was a great Batman too. Those are my Batman. Here's Clooney and no, and Christian Bale. I'm sorry, no. And you could probably say that. Well, you're just saying that out of nostalgia. No, I truly think Batman Forever is a good movie. Does it have issues? Yes. I just think you need the Schumacher cut. The Schumacher cut is the real Batman Forever we need. Whenever they're going to release it, but anyway, Batman now more than ever, Warner Brothers release it just for the love of Joe Schumacher and Val Kilmer. Just do it. And the film's going to be 30 this year in June. So at least do it for Joel and Val. You know, despite the difficulties on set, they gave us an underrated Batman movie. And I love Batman Forever. I'm not ashamed to say I grew up watching it, and I still find it entertaining. And I'll watch Val Kilmer any role because he's good. Anyway, I just want to say rest in peace, Val Kilmer. You'll be missed. You'll always be remembered as one of the great character actors out there. You'll always be Batman to me, one of the best Batman, and you'll always be Doc Holliday to me. the Ghost in Darkness, facing some lions, and you were a badass in that movie. And yeah, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Robert Downey Jr. That's an underrated movie. That's a good film. I think that was directed by Shane Black. That's a good film. But anyway, so guys, yeah, I just wanted to do a tribute video here. It don't be too long. I'm about to be done right now. Um, I'm also gonna be doing another video here soon. But I don't care about the video getting views. I'm not doing this for attention. I just wanted to pay my respects and talk about Val Kilmer. Pay my respects to him. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Be praying for your family and that they're going through this hard time of losing you. And yeah, it's just really sad that we lost him. Yeah, Val deserved, to live a little longer, in my opinion. 65 is just way too young. Yeah, and he deserved to do more movies too because he was good at it. And he was a movie star. Can't tell me he wasn't because he worked with a lot of great actors. I mean, worked with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's a great actor. Yes, he is because he was nailed as actor. Did three movies that were successful. They came out in 1994, and all three of them were hits at the box office. Yeah, and Marlon Brando. So he's worked with some great actors too. So, but Val Kilmer, good actor in my opinion. Val, you'll be missed. Thank you for, thank you, Val Kilmer, for being our Batman forever. In my eyes, you will be Batman forever. Yeah. And you'll be one of the best. And really, really the most underrated Batman of them all. And a great Doc Holliday, but that's my favorite Doc Holliday. But anyway, guys, I'll see you later, Huckleberries. We'll meet up at the cliff later. No, I was kidding. I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching, and rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, Batman, forever. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. And again, I'm not doing this video for attention, so I don't care about the views. But you guys are going to watch the video, you know. And if you do, what were some of your favorite Val Kilmer movies? Yeah. Which ones did you grow up watching? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye. And what are some of your favorite roles of Val Kilmer? Leave in the comments down below. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Bye-bye.